Overcoming Procrastination, a guide to taking action. Procrastination. It's a word that hits home for so many of us. It's that sneaky habit of putting off tasks, delaying decisions, and dodging responsibilities until the last minute, or sometimes not doing them at all. We've all been there, staring at a blank screen, scrolling through social media instead of working, or telling ourselves, "I'll do it tomorrow." Procrastination isn't just about being lazy. It's a complex behavior tied to fear, perfectionism, self-doubt, or even a lack of clarity about what we want. The good news? We can overcome it. In this essay, we'll explore why we procrastinate, how it impacts our lives, and practical strategies to break free from its grip. Along the way, I'll share some powerful quotes to inspire you and explain why they matter. Let's dive in and take the first step toward a more productive, fulfilling life. Why do we procrastinate? To beat procrastination, we need to understand why it happens. At its core, procrastination is often a way to cope with discomfort. When a task feels overwhelming, boring, or scary, our brains look for an escape. Instead of facing the challenge, we chase instant gratification. Whether it's watching a video, snacking, or even organizing our desk, because suddenly that's more appealing than writing a report. One major cause of procrastination is fear of failure. We worry our work won't be good enough, so we avoid starting to protect ourselves from disappointment. As J.K. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all." This quote is a wake-up call. It reminds us that failure isn't the enemy. It's a stepping stone to growth. By avoiding tasks out of fear, we're not shielding ourselves. We're limiting our potential. Accepting failure as part of the process can help us push past that initial resistance. Another culprit is perfectionism. We want everything to be flawless, so we wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Spoiler: that moment never arrives. Perfectionism keeps us stuck, trapped in a cycle of inaction. Then there's lack of motivation. When a task doesn't feel exciting or rewarding, it's hard to find the energy to start. Sometimes we procrastinate because we don't know where to begin, so we put it off until we feel ready. Procrastination can also come from poor time management or distractions. In today's world, our phones ping with notifications, and endless entertainment is just a click away. It's easier than ever to lose focus. Whatever the reason, procrastination steals our time, opportunities, and peace of mind. So how do we break free? The cost of procrastination. Before we dive into solutions, let's consider what procrastination costs us. When we delay important tasks, we don't just lose time, we lose momentum, confidence, and trust in ourselves. Every time we say, "I'll do it later," we reinforce the habit of avoidance. Over time, this can lead to missed deadlines, strained relationships, and unfulfilled dreams. Procrastination also creates stress. Think about the last time you put off a project until the night before it was due. The panic, the sleepless night, the rushed work. It's exhausting. Chronic procrastination can harm our mental health, leading to guilt, shame, and feelings of inadequacy. As motivational speaker Les Brown said, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, all because of fear and procrastination." This quote hits hard. It reminds us that procrastination doesn't just delay tasks, it buries our potential. Every time we procrastinate, we're saying no to the person we could become. On the flip side, overcoming procrastination opens doors. It builds discipline, boosts confidence, and helps us achieve our goals. Imagine how it would feel to finish a project early, walk into a meeting prepared, or finally start that project you've been dreaming about. That's the freedom we're working toward. Let's explore how to get there. On the flip side, overcoming procrastination opens doors. It builds discipline, boosts confidence, and helps us achieve our goals. Imagine how it would feel to finish a project early, walk into a meeting prepared, or finally start that project you've been dreaming about. That's the freedom we're working toward. Let's explore how to get there. Strategies to overcome procrastination. Overcoming procrastination isn't just about willpower, it's about creating systems, shifting mindsets, and building habits that make action easier. Here are practical, actionable strategies to help you stop procrastinating and start doing. Break tasks into small steps. The reason we procrastinate is because tasks feel too big. Writing a 10-page report or training for a marathon can seem overwhelming. The solution? Break it down into smaller pieces. Instead of write a report, start with write the intro. This approach, often called chunking, makes tasks feel manageable. It tricks your brain into thinking, this isn't so bad. Before you know it, you're making progress. As philosopher Lao Tzu said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." This timeless wisdom reminds us that even the biggest goals start with one small action. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start somewhere. Use the 2-minute rule. If starting feels impossible, try the 2-minute rule. Commit to working on a task for just 2 minutes. Want to write a blog post? Write 1 sentence? Need to exercise? Put on your sneakers. The idea is to make starting so easy that you can't say no. Often, once you begin, you'll keep going because the hardest part, getting started, is over. This strategy works because it overcomes inertia. Our brains resist big changes, but they can handle tiny ones. 2 minutes might not seem like much, but it's enough to build momentum. Over time, those small actions add up to big results. Set clear goals and deadlines. Procrastination loves vagueness. If your goal is get in shape or be more productive, it's hard to know where to start. Instead, make your goals SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of get in shape, aim to work out for 30 minutes 3 times a week for the next month. Deadlines are just as important. Without a clear endpoint, tasks can drag on forever. If a project doesn't have a deadline, create one. Tell yourself, I'll finish this draft by Friday at 5 p.m. Better yet, share your deadline with someone else for accountability. Knowing someone's checking in can motivate you to act. Eliminate distractions. Distractions are procrastination's best friend. To stay focused, create an environment that supports productivity. Put your phone in another room. Use apps like Freedom or Focus a Will to block distracting websites, and set specific times for checking email or social media. It's also helpful to identify your personal triggers. Do you procrastinate when you're tired, hungry, overwhelmed? Address those issues. For example, if you can't focus in the afternoon, schedule important tasks for the morning. If clutter distracts you, tidy your workspace before starting. Small changes to your environment can make a big difference. Practice self-compassion. Beating yourself up for procrastinating only makes things worse. Guilt and shame can trap you in a cycle of avoidance. Instead, practice self-compassion. Acknowledge that you're human, that everyone procrastinates sometimes, and that you're capable of change. Psychologist Kristen Neff suggests treating yourself like you'd treat a friend. If your friend missed a deadline, would you yell at them or encourage them to try again? Offer yourself that same kindness. As Maya Angelou said, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. This quote is a gentle reminder that growth is a process. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving forward. Reward yourself. Our brains love rewards. If a task feels unrewarding, we're less likely to do it. To make tasks more appealing, build in small rewards for completing them. Finish a report, treat yourself to a coffee, hit the gym, watch an episode of your favorite show. These rewards create positive associations with action, making it easier to stay motivated. Choose rewards that align with your goals. If you're saving money, don't splurge on something expensive. If you're cutting back on screen time, don't reward yourself with hours of gaming. Pick rewards that feel good without derailing your progress. Visualize success. Visualization is a powerful tool for overcoming procrastination. Take a moment to imagine how it will feel to complete your task. Picture yourself submitting that project, crossing the finish line, or achieving your dream. How will you feel? Proud, relieved, excited? Hold on to that feeling. It's your motivation. You can also visualize the consequences of procrastinating. What happens if you don't finish this task? Will you miss an opportunity, feel stressed, let down someone you care about? By contrasting the two outcomes, you'll feel more driven to act. As Tony Robbins says, change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. This quote captures the moment when action becomes inevitable. When we realize procrastination hurts more than effort, we're ready to move. Build a routine. Consistency is the enemy of procrastination. When you build a routine, tasks become automatic, requiring less mental energy. Start by scheduling your most important tasks at the same time each day. For example, if you want to write, dedicate 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every morning to writing. Over time, your brain will associate that time with action. Routines also help you create keystone habits. Small habits that trigger other positive behaviors. For example, making your bed every morning can build a sense of discipline and order, leading to more productive actions throughout the day. By establishing a routine, you reduce the space for procrastination and increase the likelihood of action. Find your why. Tasks are easier to tackle when they're tied to a deeper purpose. Ask yourself, why does this matter? If you're procrastinating on studying, remind yourself that it's a step toward your dream career. If you're avoiding a tough conversation, consider how it could strengthen your relationship. When you connect tasks to your values and goals, they become more meaningful. If you're struggling to find your why, try the 5 whys technique. Ask yourself why you want to do the task, then ask why again for each answer, up to 5 times. For example, why do I want to finish this project? Because it's due next week. Why does that matter? Because it's part of my job. Why is my job important? Because it helps me support my family. Digging deeper uncovers the real reasons behind your goals. Seek accountability. We're more likely to follow through when someone's watching. Share your goals with a friend, family member, or colleague, and ask them to check in on your progress. You can also join a group or find an accountability partner with similar goals. For example, if you're writing a book, join a writer's group where you share drafts and deadlines. Accountability doesn't have to be formal. A simple promise to a friend, "I'll send you my workout plan by Friday," can keep you on track. The key is to make your commitment public, so you feel responsible for following through. Putting it all together. Overcoming procrastination is a journey, not a race. It's about progress, not perfection. Some days, you'll conquer your to-do list. Other days, you'll slip back into old habits. That's okay. What matters is that you keep trying, keep learning, and keep moving forward. Let's recap the strategies we've covered. 1. Break tasks into small steps to make them less daunting. 2. Use the 2-minute rule to overcome inertia. 3. Set clear, smart goals and deadlines. 4. Eliminate distractions and optimize your environment. 5. Practice self-compassion to break the cycle of guilt. 6. Reward yourself for completing tasks. 7. Visualize success to stay motivated. 8. Build a routine to make action automatic. 9. Connect tasks to your deeper why. 10. Seek accountability to stay on track. Each strategy is a tool in your toolbox. You don't need to use them all at once. Start with 1 or 2 that feel right and build from there. Over time, you'll develop the habits and mindset to tackle tasks with confidence. A final word of inspiration. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one more quote from Napoleon Hill. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. This quote is a powerful reminder that waiting for the perfect moment is just another form of procrastination. The conditions will never be ideal. There will always be obstacles, doubts, or distractions. But you don't need perfect conditions to start. You just need courage, a plan, and the willingness to take that first step. Procrastination may be part of being human, but it doesn't have to define you. You have the power to choose action over avoidance, progress over perfection, and purpose over fear. So what's one thing you've been putting off? What's one small step you can take today? Start there. Start now. Your future self will thank you.